So the Chili Peppers, they're getting bigger and bigger. They still haven't broke into the mainstream.
Yeah.
So they're going to do another album. And this time they say again, yo, Rick, come through, baby. And he's like, all right, I've heard of you.
Yeah.
I'll come do the album for you guys now.
This is the cleanest they're going to get, I think.
I caught him at a good time. So they rented out Harry Houdini's mansion in LA.
Why wouldn't you?
Which apparently was haunted.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
And they all lived in the mansion for the recording, except for Chad, because I'm not fucking with this haunted house. Chad's like,
why would you?
Chad's like, he's such a fucking drummer. He's like, I'll just ride it on my motorcycle every day.
Yeah.
I'm not living in this house, though. I'm sorry.
No.
So they're in there, and there's a documentary of the time.
Yeah.
Funky Monks, right?
Yeah, uncut. They have an uncut version.
Yeah, which is a great documentary. It's really cool to see them in like their whole creative process, and it's always cool to see Rick working.
Yeah. He's such a meditative dude as well.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And they said that they wanted to work in a house because it didn't have the constrictions of a studio.
Right.
Because who are you going to spit at? You know what I mean? Who are you going to throw a bottle at?
Who's going to haunt you when you're trying to go to the bathroom at 2 a.m?
With their regulated AC.
Yeah, come on. Think this is a game? But so they work on this album, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have a title for it yet. They ended up taking the title from Rick's favorite title of a song, which was Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Right.
Because that is everything that the Red Hot Chili Peppers are.
I mean,
basically.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this album became a huge fucking deal for them.
Yeah.
Specifically, one song.
Yeah.
Which is called Under the Bridge.
Yeah.
Which I think has to be one of the most famous songs in the world.
Gots to be.
Everybody. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Most people in the world can finish that line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, honestly.
I don't know the words. No, I'm just kidding.
What's next?
Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the...
Yeah.
All right.
So the thing that's funny is that Kiedis didn't even want to make that a song. Because it was so different.
Yeah.
It's from their super funk like rap style. It was like melodic and slow. Like he didn't even bring it to the band. Like literally, like he gave Rick some of his like notebooks to just like look through, and Rick was like, again, here's Rick being a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Rick was like, "What's this? What's this poem that you have here? This is pretty. This is good." And Kiedis is like, no, this it might be good for something, but not for the band. It's not really what the band does. Like it's really like sad and like it's not fun. Like and Rick is like, no, this is something. Like you should make this something.
Yeah.
So Anthony and John write the song Under the Bridge, which becomes just a huge worldwide song. It breaks them. It breaks the album. It's the videos everywhere. Again, it's one of the most famous songs ever. It's probably their signature song.
Yeah. Do you think who do you think Anthony put in the mumble rap? Some dong dong dig dong.
On Soda Squeeze?
Yeah. Do you think that he put that in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like he probably just needed like half a verse. He didn't have any more words. But
yeah.
But that was Soda Squeeze, which was recorded for the same sessions as the album, but I don't think was technically on the album.
No, I think Soul is part of a movie.
Yeah, it was like a soundtrack.
Yeah. It's like around the same time, but they just rode the wave and put that in. But yeah.
Yeah. But long story short, Blood Sugar Sex Magic becomes by far their biggest album. Huge. To this day, great fucking album.
Yeah.
I'll put that shit on. There's some jams on that album.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And they're still super wild. Like, this is really, like, peak of their early wild style.
Yeah.
Because John is in the band, the songwriting's expanding, but they're still crazy. But now they have a more melodic side to the band as well.
I know. They got angels singing in the background. They literally hired angels.
Under the bridge down is where I drew some blood. Yeah. Yo, for real. So now they're fucking huge. They're doing world tour now. Arenas.
Yeah.
And
John.
Well, I was going to say, Anthony and Flea couldn't be happier. They're like, yo, we made it. This is great. This is like everything we'd always been wanting to do.
And they're jumping up and down, and then they turn into the other side of the room, and John is like...
He's like, I hate this. Because John already thought that they made it.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden they're huge, and it's just, the shows aren't as intimate because you're doing arenas now.
Yes.
Everybody knows them. Mm-hmm. And John is super uncomfortable with it.
Exactly. I always love to say, bring on the suits. It's those guys.
The suits come in and John goes out. So literally they're doing a world tour.
Yeah.
They're about to play in Japan somewhere, and John just quits the band like an hour before the show. He's like, I'm over this shit.
Yeah, which was really racism. It wasn't really like, it wasn't about him.
He's like, I can't handle these fucking Japanese people.
He's like, we beat you.
What are they even saying? But nah, so John's like, I can't handle this anymore.
Right.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Which becomes kind of a recurring theme with the band. But no, he just goes off the deep end.
He definitely does. I mean, oh man, it's just such a hard life to live. You got to be really mentally prepared for that. And he literally, like, I'll take a quote out of what I read. He like goes to live in squalor.
Yeah, he literally was like, what can I do that's the exact opposite of this?
Exactly.
So he goes, and there's footage of him too during this time. That was actually shot by like Johnny Depp, I think. He produced like this short film.
I remember seeing it way back. Like, I didn't do the research, but I remember him not having teeth. Like, I remember it just being like bad.
Yeah, no, you can go on YouTube now and look it up. Like, he looked fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, he was like so skinny, like his skin looked like it was falling off.
Yeah.
Like, but he was still an artist. He was still like creating a lot of things, but he was basically, he was living in squalor. He was just like, he became so withdrawn, almost like Hillel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just kind of like withdrew into himself and just lived in like this house. Like, he had to get, we'll get into it, but he really fucked himself up. So he goes off and it does his own thing without the Chili Peppers.
Right.
But Chili Peppers are like, well, what the fuck? We're huge now. We're not going to stop.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I mean, it happened so fast. Like, even some of their music videos from this time, like, John's not even in them.
Right.
Because he literally dropped out so fast.
Yeah.
Like, while they're still promoting the album.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then they need a new guitarist. Mm-hmm. Which, again, becomes a running theme. Uh-huh. And there was this dude. He used to be in this band called Jane's Addiction. Jane says, have you seen my wig around?
Another hot song, though. Gotta give it to that.
Yeah, no. Shout out to Jane's Addiction. They're great, but
Yeah.
Dave Navarro was a guitarist for that band.
Yes.
He left the band.
Yeah.
He joined the Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
And his style was different.
Yeah, it's different. I remember as a kid always feeling like he was filling in. I'm like, is it just filling in? Like, when Tom Petty had Dave Grohl fill in, like, it was like one of those things. Oh, he's just filling in. He won't be here for long.
Well, because the vibe, obviously, if you look back at it now, I don't know if they could see that at the time, because so Anthony relapsed at this time.
Yeah.
So he was on drugs again. So I don't know if they even realized how off the vibe was, but you can kind of tell when you go back now and think about it. He didn't, like, Navarro didn't have that funk aspect of
That's
him.
what it was. That was missing. Like, you know what I mean? Nothing wrong with Dave Navarro himself, with all the VH1 reality shows and all those things like that, and the Carmen Electra and the God knows what else. Like, you know what I mean? It was all that, but it didn't fit in the Chili Pepper style, for sure.
So they end up putting out one album with Navarro called 1 Hot Minute, which is still a really good album.
Yeah. I mean, when you're good, you're good. He's not a bad guitarist.
No. It's funny, who are we talking about? We were talking about Stevie Wonder, where, like, isn't it crazy that when your worst album is still great?
Yeah.
Like, still so much better than, like, what most people are putting out?
It's true.
So there's really good songs on that album. Actually, Aeroplane is a song on that album. Is one of my favorite Chili Pepper songs.
That's cool.
One of my favorite bass lines from a Chili Pepper song,
That
for sure.
is a darn good bass line.
Right?
Flea, call us.
Yeah, hit us up. We need a bass player. Come play for 10 people with us. In case you get tired of playing arenas.
Exactly. You've already gone so high. Come down.
So they put out one album with Navarro, and again, this is it's funny how they realized, this was in the book, how they realized that their time with Navarro was done. So they were all trying to be sober at the time.
Yeah.
And one day they show up to practice and Navarro's just drinking a beer. Doesn't even say anything about it. He's just casually just drinking a beer, like no big deal, and they're all just kind of like, what? Okay, well, I think this has run its course. So they boot Navarro out of the band.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. Like, who's doing drugs worse than the other person? Obviously, at this time, Dave was. All right.
It's gotta, I don't know if it's gotta be not only a drug thing, but also just a vibe thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The vibe was not right. Dave's out.
They don't wear leather pants.
That's
All right.
Only Chad does. But he has long hair, so he could do it, okay? So Dave, he gets the boot, and they were literally like, I don't even know if we should still do the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Right.
They're like, I think Anthony said, he's like, honestly, the only way I could imagine continuing this is if we get John back in the band.
Yes.
Because, again, John is just the guy. Like, he's... Everybody that's a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan knows that John Frusciante is a part of the classic Red Hot Chili Peppers. You can't take him out of that.
No.
So Flea goes to his house.
Yep.
In the squalor.
Yes. On Skid Row. It was, I believe it was like
he was hanging out with Sebastian Bach.
1528 Skid Row. Yeah, I think that was the address.
Wait, is that really the street is called Skid Row?
No. But Skid Row is what you call it when people are down in the dumps.
No, I knew that. I was like, but it wouldn't surprise me if LA actually had a street called Skid. You know what I mean? Like
18 and my life gets crowded.
Okay. 18 and lots of more. Okay. So Flea goes to his house and tries to basically just like recruit him back in the band. He's like, yo, like we want you back. Like, would you consider doing it? And John was like, nothing in this world would make me happier.
Yeah. John became the teary emoji. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
But Flea was like, all right, but you got to go to rehab.
Yeah.
You got to get clean.
Yeah.
So he did, and like he had to replace like all of his teeth.
Yeah.
He had to get like skin grafts because he had so many like needle holes in his fucking arm. Like he was a wreck. Like he was this close to death.
Yeah.
Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah. They
but
fixed him up like Wizard of Oz style.
Yeah.
Like
they cast a spell on him.
They just all came and were just like.
And then he came back to rehearsal. He was riding inside of a pink bubble. And he just gently floated down into the practice space. Yeah, so John cleans up. He comes back.
Yep.
And it must have been great for them. Because, again, so he was already in the band before, and nobody else in the band was different. He already knew Chad. He already knew Anthony. He already knew Flea. So it's just like, hey, we're getting the band back together, literally.
I'm sure a lot of tears were shed. Flea we know him to be a very sensitive guy.
Yeah.
Flea cried more than anybody, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Flea or John.
That's true. One of the two.
Yeah.
Let's flip a coin. Let us know when this premieres in the comments. Who do you think cried more?
Who cries more in the Red Hot Chili Peppers? John Frusciante or Flea? You let us know.